Shortly after a deputy from the sheriff's office in Martin County, Florida, located the vehicle and initiated a traffic stop, the driver of the suspected drunk car pulled over. This incident occurred on July 11, 2023. Unfortunately, it drove up a parking lot curb and crashed into a boulder.
Registration? Nothing? Didn't an ambulance? Zero.
A distinct odor of intoxicants were coming from the vehicle's driver's license and registration when the deputy approached. While attempting to communicate with her, you have no angelic registrations. Her behavior was out of the ordinary, and she seemed to be affected by something.
Driver's license, registration? Do you have any form of identification? Nothing? You speak? Then go ahead and speak to me, okay? Do you have any type of identification on you? Do you have a purse? Do you have a registration? Anything over there that's yours? No? Nothing. All right. What is your first name? What's your first name? What? Dana. Is this car registered to you? Is this your car? Yes. What are you under the influence of? Alcohol or drugs? Something. You could have killed somebody a moment ago. Okay? It was horrible. You hadn't turned the car off for me. I kind of don't trust you at this point, okay?
The driver was soon identified as a 41-year-old female named Dina. It was discovered that her driver's license was suspended on several occasions and the vehicle was not registered. The officer attempts to engage with her, but her response is absent. He queries whether alcohol or drugs are involved, yet her intense intoxication leaves her oblivious to the situation at hand.
You're kind of not helping me out any, so I can't do much for you. How to turn it off.
Man, where your keys at?
Who knows? We're not even going that route. Can't even get a name. We pulled over Joan Jefferson, then she jumped the curb and drove up there.
Well, I heard the sirens and I started trying to get out of here. I didn't know.
Prevented it. Was that you up there?
No, I was in town.
Prevented it from crashing whoever's on top of the bridge. Trying's not going to help. I still want to know who you are. Keep an eye on her.
Throughout the journey to the jail, Dina's emotions surged uncontrollably. Her cries were marked by hysteria, punctuated by screams, and revealing a stark lack of self-control attributed to her profound intoxication. The pungent aroma of alcohol saturated the deputy's patrol car to an extent that compelled him to adjust the climate control to outside air, resorting to cracking a window in search of respite. Amidst the chaos, he sought cooperation for a broadcast request, urging her involvement. Amid her tumultuous state, she managed disjointed statements involving her son's military affiliation and disclaiming any harm caused. Upon arrival at the jail, she was ushered into the DUI room for processing. Dina's comments were filled with defiance despite the stressful nature of the encounter.
You can head out.
Okay.
Greg's here.
Huh?
My savior's here.
I just told her, I said, is that your landscaping outfit? She ruined it.
She didn't hit this. She hasn't hit this yet. She hasn't hit this.
The landscape right there? Oh, yeah, it's demolished. Well,
Is that over top of it?
yeah. But I told Chapman it's a new property, and the support, he said, more like it's a new property. Yeah. So, that's what she said. She's like, yeah, the landlord put all this in.
She only hit one little bush, bro.
Yeah, it's
Never.
What's that?
I have literally never
really never.
been
This drunk?
off.
Okay. Well, I'll make sure you don't kill anybody. That's why we're stopped here today, okay?
Well, great.
All right, cool.
I have never fucking been.
Arrested for DUI?
No.
Yes, you have.
Is that what you're trying to
Well,
to do?
because I stopped her about there and she went to pull over. And then she turned back in the
Oh,
traffic.
is that what you got? Was that when the siren hit again?
She turned
Okay.
back in the traffic and she rode up over a curb and
Oh,
cut
shit,
somebody
okay.
off coming back in.
Also, you about to tell? Yeah, before she knows not coming planes, you got to end them.
Yeah, she didn't pull up on here. She was getting fitted.
That's next level, buddy. That's crazy.
Pedophile.
You're a pedophile? Is that what you said?
What?
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 Y'all let pedophile.
Dina, you stay in Martin County or PSL? Cool. Go here and make sure that you are not under the influence and that you're okay to drive. Okay?
No. No.
I get those 6 o'clock nights.
You're under the influence.
I am? Not today, but
I'm a piece of shit.
I didn't say that. Again, I'm just here to make sure you're not under the influence and you can drive. That's it.
No.
Alright? We're just making sure you're okay to drive. That's it.
Look,
I got somebody to check you out, okay?
Hey, look.
I'll be here in a second.
Here, look. Let me tell the truth.
Okay.
Shit.
Why?
Shit.
Why?
I am.
Nah. Don't worry about that. Why do you think that?
I will never, ever let anybody,
Okay, I get it. I get it. It's hot out here. Give me 1 second,
my
okay?
kids.
I don't know what she's saying.
Subsequently, the deputy requested for a DUI traffic unit to arrive and carry out an investigation.
Sorry, man. They had us all on citrus. That's what we get for being 5 people short, man.
Just go talk to her. You'll figure it out.
What'd you stop her for?
9,000 things with PC.
9,000 things of PC? Okay, just all over the place?
Go talk to her. Be evident. Trust me.
Alcohol or drug?
Can't even tell you. It's so hot out. I had to reach in the car, turn off the car. But I'm assuming alcohol can talk to her.
Hello. How you doing today? Deputy Day with the Sheriff's Office. The deputy stopped you back there, the sergeant stopped you back there because you were swerving all over the road, he said. Guess a bunch of people were calling you in saying you were hitting the curb and... What's going on? You feeling okay?
No.
What's wrong? You have any medical issues? You gonna be able to tell me, can you talk? What's going on with you today? Been drinking this morning, huh?
No. You're not gonna? No. You're not gonna?
I'm just trying to talk to you and you're not talking to me.
No. No.
I can't hear you.
No.
No what?
No. No.
Do you have any medical issues?
What you're doing?
I'm not blaming you for anything. Can you zip your shirt up for me and then step out of the car?
Oh yeah. I'm a whore. Yeah.
Appreciate it. What's your first name?
Whore.
Well, I'm not going to call you that.
The officer pressed her for information about her activities, while simultaneously requesting that she change the subject for the time being. He disregarded any unpleasant remarks that were made about her and instead expressed a desire to leave. He made reference to a previous incident on the side of the road in which Dina had refused to participate in field sobriety tests. The officer approached her and asked if she could now speak with them. Dina refuted the officer's account, arguing that it was not accurate.
True as to what happened.
Okay, tell me your version of what happened then.
You guys tried to vault for you guys wanted to make me. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I can't.
So when I came into contact with you, I was called there to do a DUI investigation because the person that pulled you over thought you might be intoxicated.
No, that's not what happened at all, actually.
So do you want to tell me what you think happened?
No, you were contacted to...
Dean, are you willing? I'm asking you now. Are you willing to complete some field sobriety tasks?
No.
I got a camera here, so you're covered.
You refused to. This has nothing to do with why I was pulled over. Why was I pulled over, sir?
You were asking me why you were pulled over?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. The sergeant was behind your vehicle and you were swerving all over the place and you almost hit some officers that were on another crash scene, and then you pulled over and then swerved back into traffic, and then when you pulled over you pulled up onto some rocks and hit a rock.
So you have that documentation, yes?
Yes.
You have.
That's documented, yes.
You have that.
And then the sergeant made contact with you at your driver's window, made observations, smelled alcohol and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then called me to come do an investigation. And when I got there, you didn't want to talk to me and you were cursing at me.
And why did I not want to talk to you, sir?
I don't know.
What did you say?
I asked you general questions. I asked you what
why
your name
did
was.
I not want to say to you, sir?
All right. So
I'm asking you a question.
What I'm going to ask now is I'm going to ask you if you would like to.
I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
Which is a question that I am legally allowed to ask you.
Okay.
What did you ask?
When pressed further, she was asked to recount the events from her point of view. As the officer continued to try to talk her out of her rejection, the tension in the room increased. He made reference to the existence of a camera, which led one to believe that the examinations were being recorded. Dina deflected the attention and questioned the significance of the current predicament. The officer stated once again that the initial stop was made due to the suspect's erratic driving, which posed a threat to the officer's safety.
So yes or no? Are you willing to perform standardized field sobriety tests? Yes or no? Is that a no? Okay, so I'll note that as a no. I'm now offering you an approved test of your breath for the purpose of determining the alcohol content. Are you willing to take the test?
Okay, so
Are you willing to take the breath test?
are you willing to acknowledge the sobriety test from my?
I'm going to read you implied consent, okay?
I'm done. I'm done.
Have a seat, Dana. I'm not playing with you. Sit down. If you refuse to take this test I've requested, your driving privilege will be suspended for a period of 1 year for a first refusal.
Guess what? It was already done.
Okay. So essentially, if this is a subsequent refusal, it's going to be suspended for 18 months.
Yeah. It's official.
Driving privilege has ever previously been suspended, which it has, or you were previously fined.
And why? Why?
Let me finish, okay?
No.
Any criminal proceeding. Do you understand what I just read?
Why?
You're going to get an additional misdemeanor charge if you don't.
Answer what I just said.
That's the legislative law. That's the Texas
Good
law.
for
That's
you.
why. It has nothing to do with me.
Good.
I'm a fact reporter. I'm trying to read you your rights.
Good.
Okay? So are you willing to take the breath test?
Good.
It's a yes or no.
Why don't you just answer what I just asked you?
You're asking me why you have to do this?
No. I'm asking you why the fuck are you being held liable for this
Because you were the one driving the car intoxicated.
motherfucker that I was you don't get it? You don't get it? You guys fucking no.
See.
Do you understand how vile and bullshit this entire thing is? Do you get it?
No.
Really? You don't get it?
So do you want to provide a breath sample? With your right to mind, I read you implied consent. You want to provide a breath sample?
My mother?
Mm-hmm.
My mother?
Yep.
My mother?
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
I'm listening to what you're saying. Your
You
mother.
listen?
Uh-huh.
She works for the courts of fucking.
Okay. I don't care.
Good. Guess what?
Yeah, I don't care
She
if your
was
mom
in
wants
the
to.
court for
Okay.
fucking. Guess what?
That's good for her.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. She worked for the cop.
That's not what I'm here for, though.
Yeah. No, you're not.
No.
Yes, no, of course
No.
not.
Story time is over now.
Yeah, story does.
So what I need to know is if you're willing to take the breath test.
He made a reference to the exchange between the sergeant and the officer who detected the odor of alcohol. Dina rebutted his statement by questioning her lack of communication and daring her to reuse curse words. The officer questioned his strategy and rehashed the request that Dina get out of the car. After he asked for clarity, she was forced to think back to the time it happened. As he repeated the inquiry concerning field sobriety testing, looking for a definitive yes or no response, his level of frustration increased. The officer's voice remained calm as he said, "Are you willing to provide a breath sample while keeping your rights in mind?" He brought her attention to the law about implied consent. Dina's comments continued to be jumbled, and she occasionally brought up her mother as if to object. The officer reassured her that he was listening despite the fact that she was in an emotional state. In spite of her protestations, he admitted that he could see things from her point of view. He concentrated on the issue at hand and solicited her participation in order to conduct a breath test. He made a veiled reference to her attempt to distract him by announcing that story time has ended. Dina's resistance remained, and a resounding no echoed her reluctance. The officer took note of the refusal and explained her stance on the concept of implied consent. He questioned her once more, this time inquiring as to whether or not she was continuing to refuse the test. He communicated the possibility of involving other people if that turned out to be required, and emphasized the potential unpleasantness that doing so may cause. Dina found herself facing a series of misdemeanor charges, each compounding her legal predicament. These charges encompassed driving under the influence for the second time, accompanied by the refusal to submit to testing, an act that further escalated her situation. The list of offenses extended to include her failure to register her motor vehicle and oversight that contributed to her legal troubles. A significant factor exacerbating her circumstances was the fact that she was driving with a suspended license, marking this as a second offense. However, the gravity of her situation was underscored by the additional layer of complexity. Dina was already under the weight of a $200,000 bond related to theft and fraud charges. This ongoing legal entanglement loomed large as she faced these new charges. As the legal proceedings unfolded, her financial obligations escalated, and the cash or surety bond for this incident being set at an imposing sum of $150,000. This confluence of charges and bonds painted a challenging road ahead for Dina as she navigated her legal battles. At the start of this clip, we see two cars pulling over on the side of the freeway, one belonging to the cameraman and the other to his friend, who was pulled over by state troopers for speeding. When the officer notices that the cameraman is with the guy who was pulled over, he asks him to pull over in front of him as well, but since the cameraman realized this was just retaliation, he decided to just pull over behind the cop car at that moment. Let's see what happens next.
Okay.
So
Driver's license and registration, please.
you're lying, but you're pulling him over, right?
You and him both.
You just told me you were pulling him over, so.
Yeah, well, he was going 87, you were going 85.
No,
Since you
I
don't
got my
wanna do what
cruise
I tell
on.
you to.
I got my cruise
Give
on.
me your driver's license and your registration and insurance.
The cop asked the car driver to provide his driver's license and registration papers, to which the driver replied that the cop must be fooling around as the cop pulled over the driver's friend's car. The officer replied that he has pulled over both cars. The cop decides to cite both drivers for speeding, even though the cameraman claims to have his cruise control on.
Well, you got to give me a minute for the registration, but here's my license. And you realize that how can you see my speed when he's right in front of me?
You're following him. So here's what I did. I hit my front radar on him. He was going 87. As soon as he passed, it went to 85 on you. I never stopped the radar. That's the way it is.
Do you have a printout of that?
The man hands over his license to the officer, unaware that the officer can see his speed. The officer then explains, "He's right in front of me and you're following him, so here's what I did. I hit my radar on him and he was going 87, but as soon as he passed, it went to 85 on you."
Now,
Or
when I make
picture
a
that,
traffic
prove that.
stop, if you don't do as I say by pointing to the front of him,
As you
by
say,
being
is
behind
that
me,
lawful?
I'm trying to make
Is that a
sure I have.
lawful order?
Yeah, it is, because
How's
it's
that?
officer safety. You're obstructing my
Officer
traffic
safety
stop.
is not a law.
So I want you to pull the front of him
Officer
so that
safety
you're
is
not
not a law.
behind me,
Quote me the
so that
code
I
for
can
that.
make sure that I.
Can you quote me the law for that?
The officer then declares that we'll conduct a traffic stop. If you don't do as I say and I pull in front of him, I'm doing everything I can to ensure officer safety. You're in my way, so I'd like you to pull the problem behind me just to be sure.
The code?
I'm not going to pull you the law for that.
Then there is no
a
law for
lawful
that.
Order. It is a lawful order.
There's got to be
on
a code
traffic
for it.
Stop.
There has to be a
44B
code for
100.
it. For officer safety, there is no code.
I don't care.
Just like there's no code
Why-
for public
why-
safety.
Why is it
What's
that
the
you won't do
problem?
what I tell you to?
I'm with him, okay? It's not safe for me to just pull up ahead.
The man knows that the cop is lying and building up the laws that are not real, so he asks the cop to quote the law for whatever he says.
When,
Yeah, I don't
when
exactly go to the front
I'm
of people's
already
vehicles
pulled
because
over.
if you had a gun or something like that, you could always.
What are you so scared of?
What do you mean? What am I scared of? That's the way we maintain
You
our
think
officer
everybody's
safety.
out to get you?
That is the way we maintain
Why
our
do you guys
officer
always
safety.
think-
I don't know who you are. I don't know
Your
where you're
officer
coming from.
safety issue is ridiculous. You
Huh?
realize that?
The cops then explain why he is terrified. He responds, "You could always have a gun or something like that. I'm afraid that's the way we make do you think? Everyone's trying to get you. That's how we made it. What do you think?" Here the man responds, "I don't know who you are, and the safety issue is ridiculous. You realize you have one of the least dangerous professions in the world, and I don't have to cooperate since you didn't pull me over. You pulled him over."
There's the insurance.
Stand by.
The man gives the insurance and registration to the cop, but what happens next is going to shock you. They just leave. The man then decides to follow them. Cop appears to refuse to disclose his service ID or information about a supervisor, instead merely handing the driver a ticket and telling him everything's on there. We have a suspicion the cop wants to get rid of this individual as soon as possible.
I give that all to you on a card.
No, you can verbalize it.
I'm gonna give it to you.
It's the law. You're supposed to verbalize it.
I'm gonna give it.
Can
I'm
you
gonna give
verbally
you all I have to
identify
do is
yourself?
provide it to you. That's
Verbally.
all I have to do.
Verbally.
I'm gonna explain your citation
Someone
to
that
you.
has vision problems.
This is your violation.
is
You
the
have vision
reason why.
problems?
When the man asks for the police badge number, the officer refuses and says, "I'll give it to you." However, when the man begs him to verbalize it, the cop continues to refuse. After the continuous refusal of information, the cop gives the violation for speed to the man and leaves.
Your violation is for speed.
Oh,
You're going
what?
85 and a 70.
Hmm.
I'm gonna give you a violation citation for
Okay, what's your
80
name?
and a 70.
What's your name and badge
You're
number?
right down here.
What's your name and badge number?
badge number,
Are you
right
going to
down
fail to
here.
identify?
And now our next interaction between the cops and a citizen. The video begins with a man standing on the road leading to Iowa State Prison. Despite the fact that the road is publicly accessible, the cops say that it is private property.
And your instructions on how to pay out a contest, whichever you choose. My
Who-
information
who's
is
your
down here.
supervising officer?
Huh?
Who's your
My
supervisor?
information is down here. I'm providing that information to you.
Who's your
There's
supervisor?
information. Have a safe day.
The cop approaches the man and tells him, "We're not going to be concerned about you standing out here filming if you go back and approach that prison. If we get a call about that, we'll come up here and arrest you. That leads to you being warned by an employee to keep off the prison location."
So we rode our bikes back this way because there's no signs right here saying that it's, private property or not publicly accessible. So Skywalker. And so we rode back over in here, and Dum Dum decides to tell me that we're on private property. I understand it's penitentiary property, but this is a public accessible road to their visitors' parking lot. So
The cameraman shows the location and mentions that we rode our bikes back this way because there were no signs indicating that this is private land or public property that is not accessible to the public. So we came back in here and he informed me that we were on private property. I understand it's a necessary property, however, this is a public road leading to the visitors' parking lot. Florida just backed up here, claiming that this was a private road, and you claim that there was a sign up here, but the only sign is the K9 on premises. That's all.
yeah, I know, and it's over. If this road, she says it's private, but there's no sign saying it's not. So and there's the parking lot's right there, right? That's where you go in to visit somebody, right? So this is open road, right? Right, and then he's trying to tell me it's private, but I know it's not. You know it's not, because the public. How do I go and visit somebody if I want to visit somebody, right? Well, the parking lot. Right, so that's where I would go to the door though to find out, on information on how to visit somebody, right? Yeah. Right. See, and I say it on. You're good as long as you're on the road. Right. Roadway, like meaning this roadway. Oh, see, no. See, that's where I'm going to contest because there's no sign saying I can't go down this road. He said there's no access, no public access, only whatever personnel.
Next, an officer arrives and the cameraman asks the officer about the property. The cameraman explains it's private, yet there's no sign stating otherwise. So the parking lot's right there, and that's where you're going to see someone, right? So if this is an open road, how do I go visit someone if I wish to see someone? So that's where I would go to the door to find out information on how to visit someone, right? The cop tries all he can to persuade the man to leave, but the cameraman continuously informs the officer he is perfectly legal to be on the road. The cops then tell him it's fine to film and be in the area, but they still ask for his ID. But what happens next is going to shock you and make you laugh. This is when the guy simply hands him a piece of paper with their ID scribbled on it, knowing full well he's not legally compelled to identify himself.
They just want you to stay on the shoulder.
Yeah, I got my name. Come on. YOURFIRSTNAME. Your first name.
Next, the man gives the same type of paper written on it with the name. This is surely a lesson for the cops using the law inefficiently. The man's now done with his tricks and asks the cops if anyone's informed about you guys coming over here because this is definitely public property and there's no sign over here. Here, something strange happens when the cops go from ordering to requesting. So what happened just now, and what did the man show them? Just take a look. The man then leaves after displaying his weapon, which is the law document outlining what rights the police would be violating if the man was not allowed to remain there.